This is a really neat place to take friends, family, the kiddos, and you learn a little bit of local history and national history. We took a very short paddle from a public boat ramp, an easy paddle. A family could come out here very easily, and then you could go back home and do a little more research, and enriches the lives of our community members.
Prior to 1940, the old town of Harrison sat on the banks of the Tennessee River. Then a series of intricate dams was introduced for the betterment of the Tennessee Valley. At that point, it was decided that the old town of Harrison would be submerged in water. But for a few months out of the year, when lake levels are low, the old town of Harrison is revealed. Thanks to Outdoor Chattanooga, we had the opportunity to come out and explore what once was.
The purpose of the dam was to control flooding downstream in the Chattanooga community. But what happened to those upstream? They got a knock on the door telling them they had a few weeks to get their affairs into order before the waters would rise and their homes, lands, and houses would be consumed by the lake.
Construction of the Chickamauga Dam began in 1936 and was actually completed in just 4 years. TVA says Chickamauga and other reservoirs on the Tennessee River and its tributaries have prevented nearly $5 billion in flood damage in the city of Chattanooga alone. During his dedication in 1940, FDR proclaimed this Chickamauga Dam, built by the Tennessee Valley Authority for the people of the United States, is helping to give to all of us human control of the watershed of the Tennessee River in order that it may serve in full the purposes of men.
And these little tiny squares are the indications here in the map of about 30 different buildings, sites. You can see actual road beds and paths that it took.
More than 70 years later now, a trip to this cluster of islands revealed the footprint of the town, its businesses and homes, and even the original portion of Highway 58. It's a humbling adventure to be had, a town lost for the progress of a nation.
Sometimes sacrifices need to be made to better the future, but it can be hard to have that forward thinking.
A very cool experience. Couple things if you are going to go out there, especially if you're going to kayak, prefer to go in the morning before the winds get choppy. And if you are going to launch, then you can go from the Wakanda boat ramp there in Harrison, just a short, quick paddle while the waters are still low. It's a super cool experience, Lori, and recommended to just about anyone.
And especially like the last few days, we've had such nice weather. It'd be a perfect thing for the family to be able to do together. John, thank you so much for bringing us that story.